Hey there, everyone. Today I'm diving into how a week without comparing myself to others changed my life. Sounds impossible, right? But stick with me, it's worth it. We live in a world where comparison is a constant presence. With social media being such a big part of our daily routines, we're constantly bombarded with images and updates of other people's accomplishments, relationships, and material possessions. It's almost impossible not to compare ourselves to others. When we compare ourselves to others, we're setting ourselves up for feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem. We start to wonder why we're not as successful, as fit, or as popular as someone else. We begin to question our own abilities and talents, and before we know it, we're stuck in a cycle of negativity and self-doubt. This comparison game can also lead to anxiety as we worry about not measuring up to someone else's standards. The worst part, this constant comparison makes us lose sight of our own strengths and accomplishments. We focus on what others have achieved instead of celebrating our own wins. We become so caught up in trying to be like someone else that we forget to be the best version of ourselves. And before we know it, we're stuck in a rut, feeling unhappy, unfulfilled, and uncertain about our own worth. We start to believe that we're not good enough, that we're not doing enough, and that we're not enough, period. Comparing ourselves to others is a natural human tendency, but it's an unhealthy one. We're wired to seek validation from others, and social media has made it easier than ever to get that validation. We post pictures, hoping for likes and comments. We share our achievements, craving recognition and praise. And when we don't get it, we feel like we're not good enough. But here's the truth. Validation from others is fleeting. It's like a quick high that soon wears off, leaving us feeling empty and unsatisfied. The only way to truly find happiness and fulfillment is to find validation from within. When we focus on our own growth and development, we start to realize that we're enough, regardless of what others think or say. I used to be a master comparer. I would spend hours scrolling through social media, comparing my life to others, feeling like I wasn't good enough, and wondering why I wasn't as successful as they were. But one day I realized that I was sacrificing my own happiness and self-worth for the sake of comparison. I was letting others define my self-worth instead of taking ownership of it myself. So I made a conscious decision to stop comparing myself to others. I started focusing on my own growth, my own strengths, and my own accomplishments. And you know what? It was liberating. I started to feel more confident, more fulfilled, and more at peace with myself. The truth is, we're all unique individuals with our own strengths and weaknesses. We're all on our own journeys, and we can't compare our behind-the-scenes moments to someone else's highlight reels. We need to focus on our own growth, our own progress, and our own self-acceptance. In conclusion, it's time to stop comparing ourselves to others and start focusing on our own personal growth. Let's celebrate our own strengths, achievements, and uniqueness. Let's take ownership of our self-worth and stop letting others define it for us. If you're struggling with comparison, I want to hear from you. Share your experiences, your struggles, and your triumphs in the comments below. And don't forget to check out my next video where I'll be sharing more on self-improvement and personal growth. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.